But I think from my research interest and from my work, what has impressed me most is to see over literally 4 decades how the Chinese economy has developed, and how the Chinese government and party have managed to move China from a backward planned economy to a modern, very vibrant and dynamic market economy which retains Chinese characteristics. I lived in Beijing from '79 and was working for the diplomatic service, so at that time as an interpreter. So I've seen the planned economy working. I had to have my liang piao and my pu piao. People were not used to a market economy. Then in the 2000s, to be able to do interviews with private entrepreneurs at local level, so county and below. And that I did mainly in Jiangsu and Zhejiang. And that was interesting to see the interaction of entrepreneurs and government, and the party secretary bringing his locality into a new market economy or starting reform. China has done it without having the Soviet Big Bang, without having a collapse of the economy, and bringing people along with it. So I think that is probably the most impressive piece of history I've seen. Everybody would listen very carefully. China has a very big influence in the world. Actually, I think the decarbonization was something that came as a surprise. That is something that gets registered, and that is something is a basis on which other countries make their planning. How does China create opportunities for Western countries? I think a very good example is the recently signed, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership that China has signed. That's roughly 30% of the world population and a similar ratio of global trade and global GDP. So if China kind of takes part in these, and if China is what it has done, is in agreement with the other partners, then that has an impact for the long run. And also, I think it has the advantage that China is not seen as trying to dominate, but China is seen as a partner. And that will make it easier for other countries to work with China. I think de-Sinization is very much a political issue. That countries want to move away from China or not depend on Chinese technology or cut China off from technological exchange. That is one side. I think that is very much driven by politics and by strategic consideration. In recent days with the G7 meeting, where there are different views between the major European countries and the United States and other countries. I think for the European side, China is still much more an economic partner than a competitor. The Australian and the Chinese economy, but in the end, they're quite complementary. So the two economies could work very well together, and they are not competing.